About 7 months ago, I made a video documenting every book I was reading at the time and not stopping until I found a 5-star read. Now this is where I found one of my absolute favorite books ever, so I've decided to give it another try. There truly is nothing like the feeling of absolutely falling in love with the book, and I think it's so fun to watch it happen. Now I'm somewhat of a harsh rater when it comes to giving out 5 stars. I don't give them out very easily, and the ones that are hold a special place in my heart. So I decided to take you guys along with me, reading as many books as it takes before finally getting a 5-star read. It's honestly so fun to watch this back and see my reactions to the 3 or 4-star reads compared to the 5 stars. So come along with me on this journey to find a 5-star read. Now it may have taken me 2 months, it may have taken me 2 weeks, but we're gonna go on this journey together. So enjoy, besties. So the first book for this video that I'm actually currently reading is Cleopatra and Frankenstein by Coco Meller. So I just recently had a 5-star read, so I don't know if anything that I'm gonna be reading in the near future is gonna be 5-star, because I've realized when I read a 5-star book, it's held on such like a high pedestal in my head. So now I'm more critical of the reads that I read after that. I don't know why, it's just how it goes. So reading this, I'm almost halfway and I know this isn't gonna be a 5-star read, so I think I'm just gonna read this, give you my little thoughts after and my rating. I'm not gonna do too much information or updates on this one, but it's basically a literary fiction type of book about this woman who's in her 20s and she meets this guy who's in his 40s, and then it's kind of like meet cute on New Year's Eve. It flashes forward a few months later and now they're married. It's kind of interesting the way it's written. It's kind of reading, in my opinion, like a Sally Rooney book almost. It's an interesting story. It's told in third person and you kind of get other point of views from other characters in the book. It's very interesting, but I know it's not gonna be a 5-star, so I'm just gonna read this. I don't know how long it's gonna take me to get a 5-star. This could be a short video, a long video, who knows. I do have a TBR for this month, but there's some anticipation for some of these books. I've been wanting to read a lot of them for some time now, but nothing is screaming 5-star yet. We're gonna have to see. You'll come along this journey with me. Some of these books that you'll be seeing in this video is kind of repetitive to other videos that I'm filming this month or the near future, so just stick with me. I will give you guys an update when I finish, hopefully soon, and we'll get into the next book. I'll be back. Update, I ended up finishing Love Theoretically today a little bit ago. I ended up giving this 4.25 stars. Now it was a close one. I liked it more than Love on the Brain by her, but I liked it less than Love Hypothesis. That's my favorite by her. So I did want to give it 4 because that's what I gave Love on the Brain. I wanted to give a little bit more. I was being a little picky with my rating, but it definitely wasn't a 5-star. Didn't get that 5-star feeling, but it was really good. The romance was so good. I loved the male main character, Jack. The way he could see and understand Elsie was just so good. Science topics, honestly, I enjoyed. Like the politics of it was like kind of fun. Some of it went like right over my head, but that's okay. I still enjoyed it. Not a 5-star. I did end up starting Good Bad Girl by Alice Feeney. I got her arc for this book because I won a giveaway, and it's literally like, it's probably the best thing that's happened to me. 90 pages through this book. There's a high chance this could be a 5-star because her books are some of my favorites, but right now I'm not getting the 5-star feeling. I think it has to just pick up a little bit more, but the story's good. I love her writing so much, so we are starting this. I will give updates. I will let you know how it goes. We'll see if it's a 5-star. That'll be a really short video if it is, but we'll have to see. So I finished Good Bad Girl yesterday. I started it when I told you guys. I went to the beach the next morning and I immediately like binged it. I think that this had the highest chance of having a 5-star out of all the books on my TBR, but I ended up giving it the same that I gave Love Theoretically, 4.25. I thought that I had it figured out the whole time. I thought that I connected all the dots and connected all of the characters from every point of view and everything, and I thought I got it because I was like playing detective. I've read so many Alice Feeney books, like all of them at this point, that I just thought that I got her. I didn't give it 5 because it was just a little bit slower for me in the middle. Like I wanted it to give me more like mini plot twists, you know what I mean? And I think I compare all of her books that I now read to Rock, Paper, Scissors because I just loved that book so much. So she did get me at the end with the plot twist. I was on the beach and I just like closed my book and gasped. She got me. didn't expect it. I started last night Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is actually kind of like a reread. I DNF'd it halfway through, so I'm gonna give it another chance. I don't know if this is a 5-star material, but there's a high chance because I gave 2 Emily Henry books 5 stars this year, so we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna read a bunch today. We'll see how far I get. I'll give you guys an update of how I'm feeling maybe halfway through. Maybe I want to get to the point of where I DNF'd it last time. We'll see if my feelings are different, so and we'll see if this is the 5-star of the video. That would be crazy. From a DNF to a 5-star, who knows? Anything could happen. Okay, so I have not updated, I don't think, once I started Book Lovers. I honestly can't remember because I'm filming separate videos while this is going on. So if you want like specific reactions to this book, it's in my BuzzFeed quiz chooses the books that I read. Whatever that video was, that's what more of my thoughts and opinions on this book are. But I did just finish this and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm very happy that I gave it a second chance. I loved the banter. The setting was really fun because Nora, the main character, is such a city girl. She loves the city. That's just like her home. And she goes to like the small town with her sister and like all this stuff. But her relationship with Charlie was just so great. I loved Charlie, everything he was saying. The end of this book was just, I loved the end of this book. The end and the epilogue, like both of them, the way that it just like wrapped up was just, I loved it. I did give this 4 stars though. I will say that I really enjoyed it and I'm happy again that I reread this. Highly recommend if you DNF'd like I did or gave it a lower rating, you're thinking about rereading it or giving it another chance. I do recommend. I feel like once you connect to the characters, the story is really, really good. Loved their banter. Again, it was just like perfect. The next book that's also in that video that I'm starting right now is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. Now I love her writing. This is like a fantasy and I think it's about like 6 people that are like fighting to get into some society thing. They're magicians. I don't know really too much about it, but I'm gonna start this. I'll give you guys some updates. Hopefully I remember to. I have like no expectations for this one. I don't really know too much about it. I don't really know any opinions really on this one, but I know some people are like Olivia Blake stans. So who knows? Maybe this could be a 5-star read. We have some high contenders this month. 2 4.25s, a 4-star, so we'll see. Hi guys, I wasn't gonna give a little update on this book because this is also part of another reading vlog video that has like more in depth of my opinions, but I decided to just talk a little so it's not just me just reading the book. But I'm over halfway now. I'm about almost 230 pages in. I think it's like 400 pages, so I'm just like a little over halfway. And I'm enjoying it more than I did in the beginning because I wasn't really sure going into it what it was gonna be about and stuff. But it's like a modern day fantasy and these 6 people with like different magic powers from all different parts of the world are invited to this place and it's kind of like a secret society and they have to research there and do stuff there, and then at the end only 5 of them actually get in and get accepted. So they're kind of like competing in a way, but there's also like alliances and they're like making friends but like also enemies and stuff like that. And I like how Olivia Blake makes everyone's personality different and everyone's so different, and I think I love that in different books when there's like a group of people from different worlds or different personalities like come together and see how they interact with each other. It's kind of reminding me of in like 6 of Crows, if you've read it. That group of characters in that book have such different personalities from different parts of the world, and the way they interact with each other was one of my favorite things. So I'm enjoying that in here, how they're all just like so different. They have different powers, different personalities, different like reasonings for being there, but all of them together is very interesting. Her writing is definitely not my favorite in this one. Like I don't think this is my favorite book of hers, but I think the concept and the storyline is very interesting and I'm enjoying it. And I'm like intrigued to see where it goes. I do know there's a second one. I think there's a 3rd one coming out or something like that. So I'm definitely intrigued. I think this is gonna be a 5-star. Like, it doesn't seem like it'll be. So I'll come back when I finish, when I pick out my next book, and we'll see what it'll be, because it's possible that it could surprise me and it could end up being a 5-star, but I just, in my head, I can't see it right now being one. So we'll have to see when I finish, but I will update you guys when I'm done, what I rated it, and what our next book will be. I genuinely do not remember the last time I filmed. I think I was almost done with Atlas 6, so between that clip and now I have finished Atlas 6 and finished another book, but it wasn't a 5-star. This video is gonna keep going. So the Atlas 6 I ended up giving 3.75. I liked the storyline and the characters. I didn't like the magic politics of it and like the magic talk and what they were researching and stuff. Like, it just really just went right over my head, and it like felt like too smart talk for me, too theoretical, and I don't know. Didn't love that, but I did like the story, and I would love to read the second one and see what happens, being the way that this ended. Then I actually just read and finished Belladonna by Adeline Grace, and this is from my BuzzFeed quiz video, so if you want more input on my opinions, you can watch that. But again, I knew when I was reading this, like right from the beginning, it wasn't gonna be a 5-star, so I didn't really give any updates or say anything about this book. But it's basically about this girl who death kind of follows her around. Like, everyone that she lives with or like is around kind of like ends up dying. Death is like a literal figure in her life. Like, it's like a shadow figure that talks to her or whatever. She ends up going to her uncle's house to stay because her aunt just died, and there's this thing that's going around with the family because the mother died suspiciously, and like they're trying to figure it out now. So you get like her and Death and like a bunch of other characters all together. I don't know how to really explain it. That's the gist of it. I gave this a 3.5 star. I liked the ending and the last like 100 pages more than like the whole story. I didn't love the romance in here, but I think the mystery of it was kind of fun. I just didn't love the writing style. I can't really pinpoint what I didn't like about this. It wasn't bad and I would recommend it. It just wasn't a 5-star. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. I need to go on my TBR cart and pick it out. I am getting my wisdom teeth out tomorrow, so whatever I start reading today will be the book that I'm probably gonna be reading throughout my wisdom teeth journey. So I don't know. I will get back to you guys when I start my next book. We'll see what it is. I have no idea. I think I need a romance. And I'm going to try to pick one that I feel could be a 5-star, but I feel like there's nothing on my TBR that's like screaming 5-star. But that's okay, because I also feel like books can surprise me. Would you look at that? Who would have thought? No, but yeah, I think that I'm just gonna pick a book later. I don't even want to think about a book right now because my head hurts from binging that book. And not that that book was like a hard read. Like, it was a very easy read. I just need a little bit of a break. I will come back once I start my next book, once I pick the next one. I don't know what it's gonna be because I'm not filming a video for it, which is very interesting because usually I choose my books based on what I'm filming for that week or whatever. But I'm not filming anything for the next couple books that I read. So this should be fun. It's a full-on mood read, whatever I choose next. So I'll let you guys know when I choose it. Hi guys, good morning. I started The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I got my wisdom teeth out yesterday. I'm a little numb still, but I wanted to give an update anyway. I need to go get ice and medicine and all that. Basically like a YA Criminal Minds. FBI kind of recruits these younger teens that have different like skills that could help them with cold cases. And it's very interesting. The main character is a profiler, so that's like the Criminal Minds vibe I get. There's like a small little romance ensuing, I think. I got 150 pages in. Honestly, I don't have anything to do today, so I'm probably gonna end up finishing this just from recovering in bed all day. So far so good. I can't see myself giving this 5 stars. This is a series of 4 books, I think, so it's possible another one in the series I could give it 5 stars because I feel like this, we're kind of just getting to know all the characters and what they're there for and learning more about them while also their like FBI work. But I read The Inheritance Games by her and I felt the same about the first one, but the second one I read in that series I gave 5 stars. I was obsessed with because like, you know, the characters, her writing is really easy to read. Like, it's so fast paced, it just picks up. It's like the perfect YA writing that I like, so I'm very excited to read more. And yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go straight through the series after this. I'm gonna choose a different book, but this is what I'm reading right now. I thought I'd give an update. So far so good. It's really entertaining, so I don't think I'm gonna finish this today, so I'll update when I'm done and we pick my next book, and unless this is a 5-star. I don't know. Not in my head right now that it could be, but you never know. My mouth is now hurting because I'm talking, but I'm gonna stop. I'll be back once I'm done. Hi guys, it's the day after? Is it a couple days after? When did I finish? I don't remember because I've just been laying in bed doing absolutely nothing. My lip like right here and my tooth, like this little side is still numb and it's really bothering me, but recovery is going well. I'm just like losing my mind in the recovery process. Anyway, I ended up finishing The Naturals. I gave that book 4 stars. Definitely enjoyed the writing style. It was so fast paced. It reminded me so much of the Inheritance games, like pacing and low-key, not the storyline, because this one was about like Criminal Minds-esque FBI plot. I don't know, the pacing again, and like the characters, like the little romance that was mixed in, the ages and everything, like it very much gave the same, not the vibe, I don't know, but it's just because it's the same author maybe, but I really enjoyed it. I didn't guess the plot twist at the end. It kind of was a little bit out there for me personally, like I didn't really put the pieces together, and when I figured out what was going on, I was like, okay, this is like a little much, but it was still good. I really enjoyed it. I sped through it. It was really fast paced. It's one of those books you can really binge, and I'm excited to get to the next ones in the series. The little romance that's in there too that I'm like excited to get more of in the next books, because it's kind of like a love triangle, again giving Inheritance games too. But we started The Final Offer by Lauren Asher. I'm about like 180 pages into this one. It's basically a second chance romance, and this is the Dreamland Billionaire series. So the grandfather left all brothers, and each book is about a different brother, something in their will for them to do after he passes. So his will is something with the house. It's a whole thing going on, but there's like more to it. I feel like this one's deeper than the other ones, but I'm actually reading it on my Kindle. It's Kindle Unlimited because it's like, it's too thick sometimes. I just want to lay with my Kindle. So I don't see this being 5 stars because I'm like not in the mood for it. Like this is definitely one of those things where it's like right book, wrong time, but I really just want to get through and get it off my TBR because it's been on it for so long. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe it will end up being one of my favorite reads, but I don't know. Or maybe it'll surprise me. I've been saying that about every book in this video, but there's no 5 star in sight. I'll come back with updates, and yeah. So I did end up finishing The Final Offer. I don't think I gave any updates. Like I can't remember if I gave any, but it took me like days to read. I'm not giving it a 5 star. I remember thinking that while reading it, so it's like maybe I shouldn't update. I don't know. This video has been like all over the place, but I gave it a 4.25. It's my favorite out of the whole trilogy of the Dreamland Billionaire series because I think it was more like deep and more real, had more depth to it in a way, even though it's thicker. Like obviously there's more details in this one than the first two, but it just took me a while to really fall in love with it until like further in the story. But I really loved their relationship and their story and the struggles in this book so much, but it wasn't a 5 star. So I don't know what I'm reading next. Obviously I'll update you guys while I continue reading, and I'm really praying for a 5 star read sometime soon. Like I am, fingers crossing. Please, I want a 5 star. Not just for the sake of this video, but just because, you know, the feeling of a 5 star. So I'm like low-key in the mood for a mystery / thriller, not a romance, because I just read a 600-page romance. So we'll see. I don't know. Okay guys, quick pause in today's video to thank today's sponsor, which is Notion, which if you guys don't know, I use Notion every day of my life. It's how I track my life. It's how I plan my life. It's how I organize my life. Without Notion, I would genuinely be a mess. As this video starts, you'll notice it started in June, prime summertime, but as the video goes on, it actually goes through the months, and now at this point, or at the end of the video, we are in the end of summer, we're in August, and that means back to school. So I use Notion every single day of my life. If I was still in school, I would be using Notion because I am a planner. Notion is the best tool to use if you are a planner like me, if you want to stay organized in a cute way, because it's also an aesthetic tool to use, but it's really fun to use. So now there's no need to fear going to school mode, because with Notion, you can stay organized and on top of your game. The customization is so incredible on Notion. It's uniquely customizable to fit how you get your schoolwork done, and you can keep everything in one place. It's one of the only tools where you can keep class notes, assignment tracking, internship hunt, like all of the things you need in the school world in this one platform. You can make your workspace minimal, maximal, however your personality shows through the screen. And you can collaborate on there, so you can use your Notion to collaborate on school projects or communications with other people. You can invite them into your workspace and share with each other. Notion is also 100% free to educators and students. You can sign up with your school email to get instant access to all Personal Plus features. I personally use Notion every day to track things in my personal life. And again, if I was still in school, I'd be having that mixed with all my assignments and everything, and it just makes organization, seeing it on the screen, so much easier. So I did make a template for you guys that you guys can use for your schoolwork if you're going back to school this fall season, and I'm really excited about it because I made it super cute, and I also made it very simple to use because I know Notion going into it, if you're a little confused making one and if you need a little bit of help, this one is so simple. There's only a few tabs to click on and you can really organize your stuff, and it's really cute. So before I show you, you guys can sign up with the link in my description to sign up for Notion, and feel free to use this custom template. So the title is just 2023 Your School Plan. So a little quote to read every day, one day at a time. I try to make it a little bit aesthetic, but once you get into here and you duplicate it at the top right, you can actually change up colors or however you want to change this up, but this is just a template to start off if you want to get into it. Starting on the left side, there's a date, and then there's monthly goals. So there's all check boxes. You can add more as you go. You can put as many as you need to. There's just 5 to start with. And underneath that is a daily task. This is just your home page. You go here as you first get into it, and this is just what you see right off the bat. Right next to that, I added a little studying Spotify my playlist, so you can just click it right on the screen, scroll through, click a song, and start listening right on here. And then underneath it is a little countdown calendar. Honestly, this is for any type of break that you have or anything you want to look forward to. I put fall break, I put a random date, but honestly, whatever you want to put in there. If you're a reader and you want to use this template, you do not have to use this little widget, but it's your reading goal, so you can add the amount that you want to read, or you can lessen the amount, and then on top of that, there's just a little calendar date that's telling you what day of the week it is. So all the way on the left side, it says where to. So now you have 3 different things that you can click on, and it'll take you straight there. So the first one is fall 2023 schedule. Again, you can change this once it gets to spring. Here are all of your classes. You can obviously add more to it, but once you click one of the classes, you can put the name of your class, the link to the class work. Say you have another page where like your main university or schooling has a website. You can put the date, the time, the place, the room where your class is, and any notes. If you have a link to notes somewhere else, you take notes, whatever, link it there, and then the to-dos for that class. Now every single one is the same thing, the same type of template. You can do that, and then right next to gallery view, there is table. As soon as you put something into the gallery view, it'll go right into this table, and you can see it in this view instead of as a gallery. The calendar, so this is basically what it says. It's just a spring calendar. This is how I use my calendar. Like every day I check my calendar, what I have to do. If you go to a date, say I want to add something, you just press a little plus sign and you add the date, and once you click it, you can write underneath it and type in some notes you have for that. And if you want to right click it and add a little emoji, you can check it off with a little check emoji. It kind of just keeps you up to date of literally what you're doing for the week, and it's literally my favorite thing ever. I use my calendar every single day. That's how I track my life. And then underneath calendar is the assignment. So this one is basically just a table. This is just for you to see what you have for that week for assignments and to get done. This is just to keep track for yourself. So you have the name of what you have to do. So you have to read this many pages, you have to do discussion board comments. I remember doing this and it was crazy. But then you write the course that's next to it, the due date. What is it? Is it homework? Is it a project? Is it a test? What do you have to do? Keep yourself organized. And then after, you can write if it's done, if it's not done, are you in progress of it? And then some comments. Do you have any comments about it? I don't know. I tried to keep it very simple, very minimal, but also a little bit cute. You can also, like I said, customize it to yourself. This is just to get you started. If you're in high school or in college, you can use Notion. You can use it to organize your life, and it just makes it so much easier, and it's just so much fun to use. So again, you guys can sign up with the link in the description and use this template. The link will be in the description as well. One more thing I want to add about Notion is you could use it on your desktop, but you can also use it on your phone. There's an app for it, and I use the app every day. Wherever I'm going, I'm checking if everything's done for the day. I'm adding things that I have to do. I'm checklisting things off. I'm checking what I have to do. It's just such an amazing thing. The app is so amazing because you can see it aesthetically as you set it up, but you can have it on the go and while you're traveling on your phone, but also as a desktop. So I just wanted to add that because that's one of my favorite things about Notion, and I love using it on my app, but also on a desktop. You can do it really wherever you are and check up what you have to do. Shout out Notion. Again, thank you so much, Notion, for sponsoring today's video. Let's get back into the video. Hi guys, it's been a hot minute since I last talked in this video. It's also been, I think, over a month. I feel like the last book I talked about was the Atlas 6 maybe? I don't really know, but I have all the books that I've read since then on my notes app that I could tell you about. I have not talked about any because nothing has been a 5-star. I have not gotten a 5-star feeling from any book that I've read. I mean, I've had some pretty close star rated books. Like, I've had some 4.75, but like nothing that screams 5-star, because when I'm reading a book, I have to get the 5-star feeling, and it hasn't happened yet. We're in August now. It's been a bit. So I think the last time I talked was the Atlas 6. I don't know if it was that or with Belladonna. Was it that? Or was the final offer? Anyway, I'm just gonna start with Belladonna. I feel like that's the last time we talked, but I have no idea. So if it wasn't, I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna give you my ratings for all the books that I've been reading or that I read. Belladonna was a 3.5. The Naturals first book was a 4. The Summer Broken Rules was a 4. Final Offer was 4.25. War D was 3.75. The Gracier was 3. Throttled was 3. Scarlet Princess was 4. Killer Instinct was 4.5. Tarnished Crown was 4, Life's Too Short was 4, Crimson Kingdom was 3.5, and 5-star Weekend was 3. Now we are in the month of August, and I read one book so far, which was All In. I gave 4 stars, and now I am on my next book, which is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. This one is obviously her story of growing up with an abusive parent and just like the realness of what actually happened, being a child star thrown into all of this with the narcissistic mother and that whole story. So I'm currently reading this. I honestly don't think I'm gonna rate this because I don't have any other nonfiction books, nothing to really go off of. It's an amazing story and it's a real story, so I feel like I can't really just like give it a rating or critique it. Like, this is her story. Like, there's really nothing to give like a 3-star to. Like, it's real. This isn't gonna be a 5-star. I mean, it's an amazing story to read about and just see like the realness of what happened, especially being someone that watched iCarly growing up. Like, it's just crazy to see like the actual real stuff that went on. But I'm reading this. I don't know what I'm reading next yet, but we will see and I'll update you guys. So fingers are crossed. Like, look how crossed my fingers are right now that I will get one really soon. For the sake of this video, let's pray that in the month of August there will be a 5-star, because in July there was none. I think the last one I gave a 5-star to was Divine Rivals, and I still think about that book to this day. I just got another edition of it, the Fairy Loot one, and I'm just like still thinking about the writing and the story and the characters, and I want the feeling that I got with that book. So with all that being said, I'm gonna finish this book, we'll start my next one, and we'll just keep our fingers crossed that the next one will be a 5-star after this. Really hoping. I actually don't think I told you guys I started this book, but I did. I actually started and finished this book. This video is now excruciating because I really would love a 5-star read. I really would. This has been going on since the end of June and I have not gotten any 5-star reads. But I ended up reading this one and I gave it 4 stars. It's close, but it really just wasn't a 5-star read, but it was good. I talked about it a lot in, this video is definitely out before this one, but I talked about it in the Goodreads video that I did and a lot of my thoughts are in that, but I did tab it and stuff. It was very, I wouldn't say entertaining, but it was a good read. Being that it was about like video games and their lives, creating games and their relationships, it was more interesting than I thought I would enjoy. Does that make sense? Anyway, Des is here.
Like, what are you trying to say?
The way that it's about video games, I feel like I wouldn't enjoy that, but it was more interesting than I thought it would be about like the video game creation. You know what I mean? Whatever. It was good.
You know what I mean? Whatever. Like, you're just so over it.
I am. I really would love a 5-star. So I had high expectations for this one because I saw so many people give it such great reviews. That's really all I have to say. It just wasn't a 4-star. Nope, it wasn't a 5-star. And I am itching for one. So the next read, which is not going to be in any other video because I'm not filming anything for this, so I will try to give updates on this one more in here. But I'm reading Powerless. I'm going to start Powerless by Lauren Roberts. It has great reviews and great rating on Goodreads, so I'm very excited. I really want like a fast-paced, not fast-paced, but like a, what's the word? Adventure? I don't know. High stake? I just want a fantasy read is what I'm trying to say. And I want a romance fantasy. And I think that's what this gives. Fingers crossed here. Fingers are like really crossed. Both fingers are crossed. You want to cross your fingers for me?
Yeah. Here, I'll cross both my fingers.
Thank you so much. She's crossing her fingers. Everyone watching, also cross your fingers. That we get a 5-star.
Hopefully.
I would love to upload this video. I really would. I'm gonna start this. Pray for me. I actually have an update for this book. I feel like I haven't updated any book that I've read recently, but this one's going like suspiciously well, so I feel like I should give an update. I read to page 200 from yesterday when I started it to today, and it's going like really well. I don't remember if I said what it was about, but it's kind of like there's these elites and there's ordinaries, and basically the elites have these powers and the elite kingdom and the king is trying to get rid of the ordinaries and get them out of here, but the main character Peyton's an ordinary and she's chosen to compete in the trials that the elites have because they don't know that she's an ordinary. Whatever. It's this whole thing. there's trials and like there's almost Hunger Game type of thing going on, but she bumps into the prince and she now is kind of like associating with the prince, and he's also going to be competing in the trial. So there's a lot of other characters that are really interesting, but their relationship, the two of them, like there's no like romance really going on. There is obviously flirting, but the banter between the two of them is just so like incredible. I'm like kicking my feet, I'm giggling, and it's like really good. Okay, something just happened and I feel like I know, you know how in the end of fantasy novels there's always like something like wraps up, someone's not who they really were, I don't know, like all of these different things kind of happen, lots of plot twists at the end. So one of them I think I know because something just happened and it's like a little suspicious. So I'm kind of trying to connect the dots because I can't rest when I'm reading books. I have to figure things out. It's really entertaining, it's fun. I'm reading it a little bit slower just because I don't know. I actually don't know why I'm reading it slower because it's not bad. It's actually really good. Like I said, suspiciously good. Things are looking up here. I have like so much hope that this video will end one day, so could be this one. Who knows? But I have high hopes for this. These are also my tabs that I've been tapping. I kept them on the front just because I was losing them, but yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna keep... You scared me! Oh my god, you came in so fast, you scared me. I'm gonna go read more. I'll update you guys when I get further or when I finish. We'll see. I don't know, but things are looking really good. Ready to give an update, so hold on. I've been reading quite a bit today, and last night I read a bit more. I've been going a little slowly with this, like I said. I think I said this. I don't really remember. It's been a while. It's actually not been a while since I last spoke, but I have been going a little slow with this. Not because the writing is hard or the fantasy is hard to get into. It's fairly easy to understand what's going on, like the politics world of this fantasy world, but I've just been taking my time with it, which is not a bad thing. I just usually read books a little faster than this, but I'm taking my time because I love it. No, because I'm having so much hope for this book. Also, kind of funny, my shirt like low-key matches the book. This shirt is from Poison of Desire over on Instagram. That's their @ It's where I got the sweatshirt that I wore in my July wrap-up. Everyone was asking me where it's from. It is from Poison of Desire. They have the cutest stuff, but I put this on last night. I literally slept in it and I'm still in it, but it matches the book. I haven't been taking as many clips of me reading this, and I wish I did because I wish you guys could catch me giggling like a little girl at what's going on in this book, at their banter in this book. Like last night, so much was happening. They were spending so much time together, the two main characters, because they're like this trials thing, like I said, like a Hunger Games type of thing, but they were together for a big chunk of it. I can't even like express to you the smile that was on my face. Like it was kind of embarrassing. So I'm gonna read you a few quotes to kind of get you to read this book because it's so good. None of these quotes are gonna be spoilers. They're kind of just like off context, like no context, little things that he says. Maybe that she says, I don't know, but I've tabbed and underlined so much from last night to today. I'm now on page 330, so I kind of want to finish today. I don't know if that's possible, but there's about like 520 pages left, so I have like 200 pages, and I know it's a lot, but I really want to finish it. We'll see. I don't know, but let me just get some quotes. So they're obviously in the trials, but the trials is like Hunger Games-esque, like I keep saying, so it's like they're all like fighting to death and whatever. He said, remind me to make you smile like that again when you aren't dying, and I have all the time in the world to memorize it. That's not even the best one. Sorry, it's not. Literally, this is just these two sentences. Let me just say these two. I'm going to ask again, who did this to you? Right after something like almost traumatic happened, and all he cares about is who did this to you. I'm sorry, who did this to you? Immediately folded. Me, immediately folded. This one's good. Okay. Just saying her name felt intimate, personal somehow, and now I forever want her name on my lips and rolling off my tongue until I'm drunk on the taste and sound of it. Some of these I can't read because it'll give away like too much context. This one's a little flirty banter. He said, and why would you do that when I'm so much more fun? She said, if by fun, do you mean flirty? Because you certainly are more of that. He said, I can't seem to help it when I'm with certain company. No, I love him. I love him a lot. This one's good. Okay. Oh my god. She said, you know, I'm beginning to think that you enjoy getting hurt, if only so you can have my hands all over you. And he said, oh, I'm not making you do anything, darling. You can leave me to bleed out if you must, because I only want your hands all over me if you want them to be. Yeah. She's so stunning, yet so stubbornly oblivious to how the sunset behind dulls in comparison to the vibrance that is her. I'm not making this up. Like, you can't make these quotes up. So this is the last quote I'll read. This is my favorite quote I've read so far about like him thinking about her. If this is one that I saw on Instagram, I would get the book. But also skip over this quote if you don't want like too much given away of the flirtiness and the things he's thinking about her. It will be like 20 seconds. I'm just gonna read the quote. But it's not like giving away anything. It's just like his thoughts about her. Do with that what you will. You don't have to skip, but it's like no spoiler. Just in case. I don't know. She asked him what his favorite color was. I'd never thought about what my favorite color was before. It never seemed important. Not until I looked into a pair of ocean blue eyes and realized that perhaps drowning was a beautiful thing. Not until I looked in a pair of fiery blue eyes and realized that perhaps burning was a painless thing. Not until I looked into a pair of sky blue eyes and realized that perhaps falling was a peaceful thing. I'd never thought about what my favorite color was before because I hadn't seen one that was worthy of the title until now, that is. Blue, I say. And she said, I would have never guessed. And in his head, he was like, neither would I. Okay, I'm not gonna read any other ones, but just know that's like not the end of it. That's just like the most recent that I loved. But I feel like more is going down now because it's getting more into like the politics of the world. Anyways, had to read these quotes to you and explain to you what's going on. And I'm having like really high hopes for this book, which is one, really good because this video's been going on for months, and two, it's making me happy. So that's all that matters. And it's funny because my last 5-star read was also a fantasy, but I have to get that feeling. Right now I'm having the feeling, but we have a chunk left, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna go try to finish, and I will see you at some point. I am so incredibly happy right now to sit here with you guys and say this video can be completed. I seriously didn't think this video was gonna end anytime soon. I've been filming this since the end of June and we are mid-August right now. Like, I don't know, I guess I'm just a really picky reader or a really harsh rater. I don't know which one it is. I just don't give away 5 stars easily. So reading all of these other books, it was like some of them were so close, but that 5-star feeling, you know, you don't get that with every single book. So I did get it with this one. Now, usually I feel like most of my 5 stars, not all of them, but like majority of 5 stars that I like really love, like my 6-star reads, I feel like they have like a deeper sense within the book and the plot, and the writing gets a little, I guess I'll use the word lyrical, I don't know the other word to use, but I feel like that's usually how I feel about books that really make me feel. This one wasn't really like that. This one was just very adventurous, very entertaining, very like fast paced. But you have that mixed with the romance side where it's not like a heavy full-on romance, it's more just like a banter, tension, that type of romance, and that's my favorite thing in romance novels, fantasy romance novels. Like, once we hit the point where they're established as a relationship, I'm kind of checked out. I'm like, okay, we're happy now. But when you get the tension, the build up, the slow burn, but done in such a good way, and like the banter is incredible, mixed with these two main characters that literally are against each other, like true enemies. They cannot ever really be together. They're hiding secrets from each other. They have opposite lives. They're supposed to hate each other. Like, they're in this game where they could end up like killing each other. It's very high stakes, and that mixed with their banter, I Guys, I'm not kidding, the banter in here and the stuff that Kai says to Peyton and just like them going back and forth is unreal. And I love in a good fantasy main character girl being just so strong and being her own woman. I love a good fantasy main girl character, but I feel like if you enjoyed the Hunger Games, that's basically what this is, just set in like a fantasy world because they're going through trials against each other and whoever wins the trials that they have every few years. I think it's every few years. And the political side of it being very interesting. There's kind of just two sides of the world or the kingdom and whatever against each other. If you want just a fast-paced fantasy, there's also no spice in here, which is very interesting because it was just so like tension building. Like I can't even like express how much tension was between these two characters, but it was just so entertaining, and the end of it had me gasping. Like I literally was just like, I'm obsessed. This has become a 5-star read of mine. I love it so much. It hit really, really hard. It did take me a while to read and get through. I think that's just like personal thing. I kept getting distracted and there's just like a lot of words and a lot of pages, but it was really, really, really good. Clearly, because I gave it 5 stars. I was tabbing it, I was underlining, I was highlighting, like I did the 9 yards in this book, and it's just so good. This one's gonna be a trilogy and I cannot wait for the next one to come out. The way this one ended, it's just like, I need more. I need more like now. Finally a 5-star read. I cannot believe how many books we went through in this video. I know some of the books I didn't actually talk about, but a lot of them are in other reading vlogs on my channel. I just gave kind of the ratings of some of them. I started out very hopeful in the beginning. I don't know, the last 5-star I gave was Divine Rivals, and it's been a while since then, so very happy to sit here and say we have a 5-star. Gonna add it to my fantasy section. Slay. It's over here. Yeah, okay. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for coming on this journey with me, this months long journey. I mean, I did have fun filming this. Trying to get a 5-star was really fun to like see every book I'm reading, if that'll be the next 5-star. It just took so long. It took a really long time. So I know you guys enjoyed. I hope you did. And that's all. I'll see you hopefully in the next one. Bye.